What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Sporting. Today we have Zenit in the Champions League group stage and Famalicao in the league. Last year we got a pretty tough group stage draw, one of the hardest we really could have gotten, and we still end up winning it, so that was a really good result for us. This year the draw was no kinder. Even though we were the one seed for both draws, we have still yet to face a quote-unquote bad team in the group stage. We had the literal hardest fourth pot team we could have gotten, which is just awesome. So our teams we got for the group stage are Inter, who we've already played once away from home. I'll show you that result in a sec. Zenit, who are getting ready to play for the first time. And Rennes. Rennes was the fourth pot team. Literally the hardest one by a margin. So super frustrating we can't get an easy draw. I don't care if it's the whole group's easy. Just give me one easy team to beat. They're not going to give me that. But hopefully we can win it again this year. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We didn't have Ronaldo for that group stage last time. We still won it, so I think this team can do it. In terms of what's been going on, we did do one more transfer. It's a regen. We did have one more that we've already done that came in. Gerardo Carmona, right back, really cheap from Costa Rica. For a Costa Rican player, he's pretty dang good for 18 years old. So he's come in, 4-star potential. With inside another fullback, German Rivadeneira, something like that. The Argentinian from Boca Juniors, kind of expensive, raising to $7.5 million, but he's really good. I mean, at 19, 2-star current ability, but 5-star potential, full 5 stars. His physicals are just amazing for his age. 15 pace, 16 acceleration, agility, balance, stamina. He's got it all. 15 dribbling, 15 technique, 14 tackling, passing a little bit low, but I mean, crossing for a young left back, not bad. He can also play right back pretty well. He's almost perfectly two-footed. Yeah, just a must-sign pretty much for me. Off the ball is the only real concerning issue for him. Only 5 off the ball is pretty poor, but everything else is really solid for a 19-year-old fullback. So he's come in, maybe a future option for us in the fullback positions. No one else is left. In terms of the results, played a fair few games. It's been really up and down. So we started off with the Boa Vista after that Braga match, where we probably should have scored more. We played Boa Vista, and we did score more. We scored 3 goals. Sorloth getting his first goal for the club. It was from the penalty spot, but he did get another in the 94th minute. Sesko in the 84th minute. So we were actually down 1-0 for a lot of this game, but we came on towards the end and scored a few goals, so that was good to see at least. We then played Maritimo and absolutely destroyed them. I think we had 25 shots, they had 2, and we drew 1-1, because of course we did. So that was super frustrating. Look back at what we did last season. We then played Costa and scored 4. Beat him 4-1. Ugarte with a goal, Bergman Johansson with a goal, Sorloth getting another goal, and Daryl Dike getting his first goal. His was from the penalty spot. And they only scored in the 92nd minute, so it was just an absolute domination. But they were newly promoted, so we should be doing that against them. We then played Gil Vicente and put 5 past them, so that was good. Inacio, Tomas, Ruan getting his first goal, and Daryl Dike getting 2 from open play. So that was good to see. We then played Inter away from home, and we got a 1-1 draw, which is pretty good, because Inter are ridiculously good. They scored in the 57th minute to take the lead. We immediately equalized with Benjamin Sesko. But what was a little frustrating is we were actually the better team. We were just straight up better in every way, pretty much. 17 shots to 8, 7 shots on target to 3, and of course in those 3 shots on target they get a goal, because of course they do. 5 half chances. We should have done better. We should have won that match. So it's a little frustrating we didn't. We then had possibly the worst game at my time here. We've had worse, scores against us, but in terms of performance and level of competition, this is the worst result we've had. We were absolutely terrible. And I didn't put out a bad team. There's a lot of starters in there. DK did start, but so did Benjamin Sesko. Nuno Santos, who in this Pacos de Ferreira match, I believe, got a 9.5 in his first game playing attacking midfield. So this is like his second game playing attacking midfield, and he was terrible. But Paulinho played, Pedro Goncalves played, Mateus Nunes played, Bergman Johansson played and was terrible. So it's a very strong team, and we were just absolutely terrible. We didn't create anything. We were pretty bad defensively. It was just a horrible performance, and it came out of nowhere. So I don't know what was up with that match, but that was very frustrating, because this has been a pretty easy start to the season, and to get a draw and a loss from it is horrible. Straight up horrible, because Benfica are firing on all cylinders. They're absolutely destroying teams. And so we can't hope that they're going to choke like they did last season. We need to actually kind of take this league by the horns and deserve to win it. We didn't play Chavez after that for our last game before this match, and we beat them 5-1. Again, I think they're also a newly promoted team, so we should be beating them comfortably, but Ugarte, Tomas, Cisco with the brace, and Pedro Mendez coming in, getting an appearance, getting a goal. So yeah, pretty good performance there. So yeah, like I said, it's very up and down. We're either winning 4-0, 4-1, 5-0, 5-1, or we're drawing 1-1, losing 2-1. Yeah, I don't know. But most of these games, like other than this Rio Ave game, we've been the better team in every single game. So that's a little bit encouraging, especially considering one of them was against Inter. So it's pretty encouraging, but I don't know what happened in this Rio Ave match. It was just like a completely different team. But we need to show up for this Zenit match. I think it is at home, so that's good. But I don't know where to kind of rate us versus Zenit. It's kind of weird. I don't know. We haven't faced a Russian team yet, so it's hard to say if we're much better than them or not. Or I mean, the fact we're better than Inter should bode pretty well for us. And I think we've got the full first team. I think everyone is available. Hugo Souza and net, Aguilar, Ruan, Inacio, Bergman, Johannesson, Paulinho, Goncalves, Nunez, Tabata, Sesko, Sorloth. The only player that's out really is Daryl Dike. He's got a little bit of a knock. So he's out 5 to 10 days. And that's about it. So everyone else is available. So Caceres is going to be on the bench. Escayo on the bench. Dyer, Ugarte, Bergancha, Santos, and Tomas. Santos got a little bit more natural attacking midfield, so he can actually play there now, which is good. He's got the attributes for it, so he should be good there. So I think it was the right call to keep him here and train him as attacking midfielder. He's also played a little bit of left back for us, but Tomas off the bench, scored a few goals, so he's a decent option off the bench of Sorloth or possibly Seska, but most likely Sorloth isn't cutting it. So yeah, this team should be good enough to win. I want to win. I want to top this group like we did last year. If we could top that last year's group, we could top this group. We're favorites here, and I want us to play like it. We've been a little up and down recently, but if we have another one of those down performances, it's going to cost us. When you're playing in Europe, the lights get brighter, the stakes get higher, and the games get harder. You're going to have to put in one of your best performances if we're going to win this match. And if we want to get through this group, and especially if we want to win this group, this is the kind of match we need to be winning. Both teams carry some good recent form into this match. How confident are you? We're going to have to be at our very best to get something today. Zenit are as good as they come, and will certainly be able to cause us 1 or 2 problems. You've left Nuno Santos out today despite being in good form. What's the thinking there? I need to rotate the team today, and that's why he's not starting. Also, he's not the starter. Pedro Goncalves seems to be playing in a different position. He's not. No. Same position he played for basically all of the end of last year and all of the start of this year. I don't know why they keep asking that question when it's literally not the case. Let's see what their form's like. It's pretty good, I'm sure. Yeah, 4 wins and a draw in their last 5. David Neres up top for them, so a new signing for them up top. Kind of surprising to see him playing up top, but he's a good player. He's got some decent finishing ability, so he'd be a decent striker. He's obviously got a very good physical presence, so we've got pretty good physical players in Inacio and Ruan at the back, though, so we should be able to deal with them. First highlight's going to come to us, and it's going to be Aguilar down this right-hand side into Pedro Goncalves. He might look for a ball and looks for Tabata. I don't know how that would be offside in any way, shape, or form. Maybe a player was... Yeah, it looks like Sesko might have been offside and impeding the goalkeeper. It's the only thing they could have said, because Tabata was nowhere close to offside, so... And they're going to give it. They're not... I thought they were going to take it away as soon as I saw that it was a player that wasn't involved in the play directly. But... Ooh, yeah, ooh. I don't know. That had to be close. Because I think he must have just been onside. They're not even going to show it again. But he must have just been onside because he was definitely kind of impeding the goalkeepers directly in his line of sight. And he didn't need to be, so I don't know why he even cut across there and got into the goalkeeper's way. But fortunately, it's still going to count. And we're going to get that 1 goal advantage pretty early into the game. 2 minutes in, and that's going to be overhit for Sorloth. I'd like to see Sorloth get on the score sheet again here today. And the couple other chances he's gotten in Europe the past couple years when he's been at like Sociedad and Leipzig, I think, didn't have the best performances. That was the one thing that kind of worried me a little bit when I went to sign him. Is hadn't played his best in Europe, but I still think he can do it. I gotta hope he can do it because we didn't really have many options. I decided to go with 3 options for our second strikers. I felt strong Sesko. There he is. Sorloth getting on the score sheet. Good to see. But I felt pretty strong Sesko would perform. But now I've got 3 options between Sorloth, Tomas, and Daryl Dike to find a second striker that can actually do something. I couldn't find one really good striker like we had with Cristiano Ronaldo, so I got 3 options that hopefully one will show up. Sorloth starts off pretty well here. Pretty fortunate to have the deflection kind of go his way, but hey, he headed in the back of the net. All you got to do. When the chance comes, do you take it? He took it. Got a good lead to start this game, too. 4.5 minutes in. We're already 2-0 up, and we have another highlight. Mateus Nunez crossing it in for Sesko. Is not going to win it, but Tabata's going to win it. But it's not going to find its way to Sorloth. But they're going to kick it long, and we're going to get on the end of it again. And now, it's been all Sporting so far. We've been attacking their goal at every opportunity. And Bergman Hansen's going to put this in for Sorloth. It's going to get saved, and Sesko can't quite put it in. But Pedro Goncalves gets his first goal of the season. Good to see him start. I mean, it's not super early. We've played for about a month already, but for him, it's early. So, good to see Pedro Goncalves getting on the score sheet. And I think we can probably rest starters at halftime, because I think this game is already over. Sorloth, good save by Lloris, actually, in goal for them, but Sesko pulls it back to Pedro Goncalves. And it seems like every time he gets that opportunity before, he hits it straight into a defender or the goalkeeper. So it's good to see him actually, find the back of the net for once. The highlights keep coming, and the goals keep coming. 4-0 now. Sesko from the corner, Tabata put it in. And Sesko, all 6'5", 17 jumping reach of him, heads into the back of the net. That's about as good as this game possibly could have started. We're not 10 minutes in yet, and we're already up 4-0. That is the best start to a game we've had in our time here. 5 shots on target, 4 goals. What a performance. I've never seen the team be this clinical, and I love it. I wasn't sure what to expect from this Zenit match. I wasn't sure kind of how the competition would be. Gash lower leg for Aguilar. There's no reason to risk him at all. So Esgaio is actually a little bit tired. So seeing that, I'm actually going to bring in Dyer. He's going to play right back. His ability to play there is really nice off the bench as well, in case we need to play Esgaio at left back, or because we don't have Segovia on the bench anymore, who used to be our backup left back option off the bench. So now Esgaio's kind of that. So it's nice to have that Dyer as well, who can play right back. This could be another highlight for us, where we've got a little bit in before we've had another highlight. About the 30th minute now, so they've gotten about 20 so minutes of reprieve. But it looks like we're going to go on the attack again. Eric Dyer with the ball into Sorloth, heads it down to Tabata, who hits the post. A little unlucky there. I mean, we've been lucky enough, I guess, to start this game, so I can't really be too upset, but a little unlucky there. And we're going to have another immediate highlights, another corner. Tabata to the back post again, and Sesko can't quite win this one. But it's going to fall to Pedro Goncalves, who looks to put the ball in, but he can't quite. We're going to get on the end of this again, though. Dyer, bring it forward. And his versatility has been really nice for us. Being able to play in midfield, defensive midfield, right back, or center back. Pedro Goncalves. That is a finish I have not seen from him in a long time. He's been missing the easiest one-on-ones. To see him score that is very promising. We need a bounce-back season from him. He was just terrible last year. So we need him to be better this year. He started off the season decently well. These are his first few goals, but this has been a really good performance for him. And he's had some good creative plays before this. I think one of the last episodes, he had like 5 or 6 or 7 key passes. Dude, we are just absolutely destroying Zenit right now. It is, like, can they show this on TV? I don't know if that's actually legal. Looks like we're going to go at halftime, though. 5-0 up. What a dominating performance. Now I just need to decide who I'm going to take off. Sesko's probably going to come off. We don't have anyone on a brace, so that's kind of nice, actually, because I don't risk kind of upsetting them by taking them off. But who is always going to... Sesko's probably going to come off. He's probably one of our most important players. Tabata's up there, too. And Inacio, but I don't want to make... Well, I've already made 1 sub, so I really only want to make 1 sub, so I'll probably just take off Sesko at halftime, but what a performance. 20 shots in the first half in 5 goals. Awesome to see. What a 45 minutes that was. You've blown them away. This is the sort of thing we are capable of. Talent has never been an issue for us. Recently, it's been a little bit of consistency. We need that consistency. And if we can play like this more often, we can achieve some wonderful things this season. Going into the second half, I don't want us to slow up. I'm not saying we need to score another 5 goals, but we need to stay on top of our game. I'm going to lower the tempo a little bit. We're going to press a little bit less, but I still want you to kind of control the ball, and I'm still hoping for a clean sheet at the end of this game. 54th minute, we might have our first highlight. I don't really expect us to do much this half. I've completely turned down the intensity, lowered the tempo, lowered the pressing. I'm actually going to show it real quick. So, yeah, my tempo's much lower. I'm playing out of defense, working the ball into the box, literally trying to take this. See how low my intensity is. Trying to just completely rest the team, basically. Regrouping, holding shape, slowing the pace down. And I'm going much less often for trigger the press. Dropped our line of engagement a little bit. I'm staying on feet. I don't want injuries. I don't want players to get too tired. I mean, we could just see this game out. Look to hold on to the ball. I'm still not going to go. I still haven't gone completely short passing. I'm going to, screw it. Much shorter passing. Let's just hold on to this ball and just see this game out. Inter have taken the league in the Rennes match, so they have the advantage right now, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I mean, obviously, if Rennes was able to take points off them, that'd be huge, because I think Inter are the team we're probably going to be fighting with most, especially considering this result. The team we're going to be fighting with most for that top spot in the league, or in the group. But, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Tabata, nearly. We've still been playing some good football, even though we've completely taken our foot off the pedal. I've saved one sub, because I don't want to. I want to have a sub available in case we get any injuries, but a free kicker for Pedro Goncalves. We've not scored many, if like any, direct free kicks in our time here. We don't have any great set piece takers. Tabata from corners is pretty good, but nothing really from direct free kicks. I mean, still, it's been all us. As you saw, we completely lowered the tempo. We're not doing any pressing. We're not pushing high up. We're not doing anything special, but we're still creating chances. Just shows the quality we have right now. Pedro Goncalves, Tabata, we're going to get another one. We've done all that, and we're still the only team to score. 6-0. In terms of player that's going to come off next, it's probably going to be Inacio. He's probably the most important player we have left on the pitch. I think basically everyone else is replaceable. Tabata's up there with his importance. He's obviously very important as well. But other than that, I feel like everyone else, I've got a decent option to replace them. So, Douglas Costa, okay, different Douglas Costa. It's like, wait, was it different Douglas Costa? Didn't he go to Zenit? I'm pretty sure Douglas Costa went to Zenit. Yeah, it is Douglas Costa. So we will be playing against Douglas Costa. Just left us, or was just a part of our team last year. Didn't play much for us, but he left us on a free to go to Zenit, and he's going to be playing in their team for the rest of this half. I mean, he must feel a little bit bad considering the team he was recently on is smashing his team 6-0. But, yeah, I don't know how much he's making. I don't know if he might be making more than he was making with us, because he was not making much with us. Only like $17.5K a week in US dollars. And Zenit pays some pretty high wages, so be curious to see if he's actually taking a wage rise to go to Zenit at 33, 34 years old, when he's just not very good anymore. I mean, he couldn't even get into our team at all. I mean, our team's not world class or anything. They do get a goal back. It's going to be David Neres to get it. His 10th goal of the season. That's actually pretty impressive. They already have 10 goals. So they get one back, but I don't think goal difference is going to be a big problem for us. We're already in a much better position than Inter are, so this game's done enough for us for goal difference. If we lose a few goals because of the way we kind of slacked off, I'm not too concerned. I'm more concerned about the fitness of the players than I am about the goal difference. So they're nearly going to be able to get another one back. They finally had kind of their first point of momentum in the game this entire game. It's literally been all sporting for basically 68 minutes. In these last 4 or 5 minutes or so, they've kind of kicked on and been a little bit more threatening. But, I mean, we've dominated them. I think most of this is in the second half when we really took our foot off the pedal. They didn't have much in that first half. Sousa maybe should have done a little bit better there, and he definitely should have, because they're going to score that long shot from Claudinho. I mean, it was an empty net, but still, there's a lot of bodies to get that through. Goes to 6-2, but again, I'm still not concerned. I would have liked to have the clean sheet, but who cares? Probably make our last sub now, though. Sousa's had a terrible game. I think a lot of that was that terrible punch or whatever that was supposed to be, but I don't have a goalkeeper on the bench, obviously, so I'm not going to replace him. Yeah, it's either Inacio or Tabata. Tabata is actually on a brace, so as is Goncalves. So don't really want to take them off, because they might get a little upset if I take them off while they're on a hat trick. Caceres isn't going to play a whole lot for us this season, so let's bring him in. Switch him with Ruan. Just because, this left center back's the one we're targeting for our set pieces. I don't want to have to change all that around. Ruan's a decent option to look for. I'm assuming there's only 3 subs. Pretty sure that's the case. Yeah. I'd like to have more, but let's just see this game out. Tell the team to focus. Might be a few more highlights, but I think our lead is safe. I'm just going to say that. 6-2 would be a pretty good result. 6-0 would have been better, but I'll take 6-2. Could be more, though. We still have a chance to score some more goals, but so does Zenit. 86th minute, we're playing around the back. Berben Johannesson. Going to go back to Ruan, to Polina, up to Thiago Tomas. Not really the target man you want to aim for, but he heads it to his own teammate. That's good. Pedro Goncalves has been very good this game, both in goal scoring and in, being a part of the possession play. Sorloth, another good game for him. Bergman Johansson, been fantastic. Looking for Tomas! And again, he might not be a target man, but it's like his second or third headed goal for us this season. Good to see Tomas step up when he needed him to score. Not even when we needed him to score. Obviously, we didn't need him to score, but it's nice to see him step up. I really was worried about our second striker position with Cristiano Ronaldo retiring. But Tomas has scored goals when he's played. Sorloth's played well. DK's even gotten some goals. So I think we've got some pretty good options. I think, piling up on those options at second striker has been a good idea for us. The rest of the team put in an amazing performance today, though. Goncalves with a 10. Tabata with a 9.5. Sorloth an 8.9. Good to see for the new player. Everyone else pretty much on good ratings, too. Sesko 8.9. He only came off at halftime. The only real poor performers were Souza and Dyer after he came in, but when Dyer came in, we had basically given up. So, kind of understandable why his rating was a little bit lower. Souza, a little bit of a mistake there at the end. I'd like to see him play a little bit better, but that was a pretty dominating performance. A very nice victory. Well done. I thought you did a very professional job in that second half. Obviously, I would have preferred if we would have held a clean sheet, but I thought it was important that we take our foot off the gas a little bit and keep yourself fit for the rest of the season. There's a lot of games to go. So well done tonight. I'm super proud of all of your performances. Taking everything into account, how big of a result is this? It's a huge result. We played the matches that needed to be played in our style, and it showed everyone what we're capable of. Absolutely. That was a really impressive performance, even considering recent form, right? When you have everyone doing what's asked of them, helping each other out, and doing the dirty work, it's easy. We deserve this. There seems to be a real buzz around the team at the minute. How far can that take you? This is the sort of thing we need to build on and take advantage of. If we can cultivate a strong team spirit, we'll be on to something special. 7-2. That is signaling your intentions. Porto actually beats Manchester United. That's a huge result for Porto. Young Boys draws PSG. What a ridiculous group of games. Atletico Madrid draw Roma. City kind of destroyed Glimt, but that's kind of... Rangers beat Barcelona. What the heck is going on? What a weird day of football. We win 7-2. Rangers beat Barcelona. Porto beat Man United. Young Boys draw PSG. Crazy. Aguilar out 5 to 10 days, so not bad, but he will miss this next game against Famalicao. Goncalves, 2 goals and 2 assists. 10 rating. His best performance in his time at the club. He's playing that little bit of a deeper role as a Manzala. I wasn't sure how he'd perform there, but, at least to start this year, he's done pretty well, and especially today. So like I said, we've got Famalicao next in about 5 days on the 6th. After that, we've got Belenenses in the Taça de Portugal. They're like in the 4th division or something like that, so I didn't think we needed to show that. Then Rennes, Porto, Santa Clara, so some big games coming up. But Famalicao, they're currently in 13th, so this should be a winnable game. It is at home as well, so we definitely need to win this, especially coming off that 7-2 win. I want to see another good performance. So we are back for the Famalicao match, and we've actually got an international break coming up after this, so there's literally no reason not to play the strongest squad available to us. The only change from the last game is Escayo's come in at right back, obviously with the injury to Ruben Aguilar. We had to make a change there. But other than that, it's the exact same lineup. They just scored 7 goals. So I'm going to keep that lineup out there. They're all playing well. Their match loads aren't bad. So we had a fair few games break in between. But obviously there's a point to playing some of your younger players in a match you should be winning. But I want to keep this form going. We've been a little inconsistent, like I said. So I want to see some consistency. I want to see some back-to-back good performances. Hopefully we can do that today. If you carry your last performance into this match, we'll do well. Obviously, this is a pretty unchanged lineup to the one that played against Zenit, but we played really well in that match, especially going forward. I want to see that continue. We need to see some consistency, so we're putting out a similar lineup, and I want to see another good performance today. First highlight's going to be a free kick, Pedro Goncalves to take it, and there's going to be a penalty. A push in the box, and I think it's going to be Sorloth that actually takes it. I think he's now one of our best penalty takers. I think he's overtaken Tabata as our best penalty taker. He's already scored 1. I think he's also missed 1. It will be Sorloth to take it. So hopefully he can finish his chance here. An early goal, again, would be a very good start to this match. Like we started last match early against Zenit. Started that last match very well. And we started this one pretty well. 5 minutes in, we get our first goal. It's a penalty from Alexander Sorloth, his 5th goal of the season. Good to see him start out pretty quick. I mean, a few have been penalties, obviously, but I think 1 has been a set piece. But a few open play goals. And performances have been good. Like, it's not all about goals. Obviously, I'd like to see our strikers score. I think it's a little bit less important. We have two strikers that both need to be scoring goals every single opportunity they're given. That ball gets bounced around the box quite a bit. We're still going to have a chance, though. But yeah, I'd like to see just good performances. We can keep putting together good performances from our strikers with at least one of them scoring, or maybe our attacking midfielder or Pedro Goncalves. Ball goes all the way through, but it can't quite get to one of our players. They're able to clear it. Should be the end of that highlight. Or is it? Inacio bringing it forward. This is a long highlight. It's still going to be a highlight. We're still going. Polina, Pedro Goncalves, going to play through Sesko. He's very close to being offside. He was offside. Missed the shot anyways, but attacking-wise, we've looked good so far. They've not had anything. 0 shots on target. We had more possession. And that's about the worst thing that could possibly happen. Probably our most important player right now, Benjamin Sesko, injured. Hopefully it's not serious. A foot injury. Usually those aren't like 5-month injuries. It could be a couple months though, if it's the worst possible outcome. Tomas can come in. He plays well there. And I got to change my set pieces there because Sesko is the guy I aim for from our set pieces. I just need to switch the center backs around, or the strikers around. Looks like we're going to go into halftime with a 1-0 lead. Not the dominating 5-0 first half performance we had last time out, but they've not done anything. So defensively, we've been superb, but 12 shots, 7 on target, almost 2 XG. And one of the goal was from a penalty, which I agree is a lot of XG in itself, but still, I feel like the performances should be a little bit better going forward. We showed we can do it last match. I just wanted to see it with consistency, and right now we're not seeing that. I think we're doing well, but we can definitely find another gear to take charge of this match. Defensively, it's been a superb performance. They haven't created anything going forward. But all it takes is one mistake, and they will score. So I'd like to give ourselves a little bit bigger of a margin. We need to be scoring more goals. We need a goal in the second half. We need to be better from open play. Corner here, Tabata to put it in. Inacio almost gets that one in. He hasn't quite as many goals to start this season, but Sesko's actually popped up with a few corner goals, so he's taking a little bit of opportunity from him. He nearly gets another one. It's going to fall to Pedro Goncalves. He's going to go for a very ambitious chance. I'll give him that, but you know what? You do you, Gonzalo, or Goncalves, whatever your name is. They're going to have a goal kick now, but we're going to actually win it. Tomas is going to get on the end of it. I'd like to see him get on the score sheet again. Or Sorloth. Sorloth would be nice to see him score. He's having a decent game, 7 average rating. But he did get this penalty, but I'd like to see him score from open play. Johannesson going to put in a ball for Pedro Goncalves at the back post, and I believe he's onside. And he's now scored almost as many goals in the first 2 months as he scored all of last season. I don't understand. He just had one of those off years, I guess. But he's had a good start to this season. Good to see him get on the score sheet here. Gotta be finishing that. That's a pretty easy chance. So now we've got a little bit of a cushion. Feel good about that, but they still haven't created anything. So if they get a point out of this, it'll be very frustrating because to hold them completely silent for 60 minutes is impressive, even if they're not one of the best teams in the league. Tomas is going to have his chance. Through on goal. It's 3-0. That's probably going to do it. Polina, a little bit tired, on a yellow, not had the best performance, so I'll sub him off. I'm guessing Dyer is my usual replacement. Let's go with Dyer. Thought about changing it up a little bit because we didn't need to bring in a really good backup, but I still want to give Dyer a lot of game time. 3-0 lead now. Tomas getting on the score sheet, which is good. If that Sesko injury is serious, we need guys like Tomas and Daryl Dike to step up because Sesko is the guy I was relying on to be our goal scorer. This could be the last highlight. 87th minute. It's first highlight since the sending off. Nuno Santos is going to put in a ball, and Eric Dyer nearly gets his first goal back at the club. Now he's going to get fouled. He's going to have another chance, but I don't think this is going to result in anything. They are going to show the corner, or the free kick. Tomas at the near post is never winning that. And that's going to be the end of that, and that's probably going to be the end of the game. There is going to be one last highlight. And, okay, I thought it was another sending off, but no, it's a first yellow for him. 92nd minute, Tomas, ball over the top. He's going to go for the long shot. I'll take it. Ambitious, but I'll take it. Decent chance. Surely that's going to be it. 25 shots to 2. Fully deserved. We actually nearly matched our XG, which start of the season wasn't really happening. Big thing, though, coming from this game is the Sesko injury. Hopefully it's not bad. He is a vital player to this team. I mean, he ended the season with 5 goals last year. So I knew coming in he'd be a very important piece. He cannot be injured long. We've got some big games coming up. Porto in the league, Benfica in the league, a couple big Champions League matches. We need him to be all right. A win and a good performance. That'll do for me. Well done. Defensively, I was proud of how you stayed strong in that second half. You continued your first half form into that second. And that was just, from start to finish, a dominating defensive performance. Offensively, I called you to do a little bit more in that second half, and you stepped up. I'm proud of you for that. Did Famalicao's poor recent form give you the belief you could win? It certainly helps our chances if they're struggling, but we still have to do our part, and my players always believe in themselves. Can we have a quick update on Benjamin Sesko's injury? 2 to 3 weeks with a fractured toe. Could be worse, but still nearly a month is not great. I don't know if any of these. I have to look at that stuff. I do know. It didn't look too bad. Honestly, I don't know. We have to see where things are a few hours and go from there. That's kind of the best response I can give. So, how are we third? Because we beat Braga. So we have the head-to-head. We're on the same goal, or same points. I don't understand how we're third. Whatever. Early in the season still. That's definitely going to change. Hopefully, Benfica. They do have a game on us, but they have started really well. We're going to have to do well the rest of the season if we're going to, stay in pace with them, because I don't see them slowing down. Like we saw Sesko out 2 to 3 weeks, but like I said, we are coming up to an international break, and it's a 13-day break. So he's not going to miss a lot of games for us, unfortunately. Might miss 1 or 2. Let's see, actually, we do have DK coming back as well, so that's good to see. He'll be back and available. He'll probably miss this Belenenses match, which I wasn't going to play him anyways. Rennes, Sporting News says he'll be doubtful, so doubt he'll come back for that, but I think he will probably be back for this Porto match. That is huge. I think we can get past Rennes without him. It is the home game as well, which is fortunate. I think we can go through that game without him. I think we can make it through there. Belenenses should be no problem, but I really wanted him back for this Porto match, and it looks like he will be. And for Benfica, and for Rennes again. So we get out a little bit lucky. He's not going to miss a lot of game time. Just the timing of it was the most fortunate thing, right before an international break. So a little bit lucky there, but we don't want to see another injury like that again, because he's very important. I want to have him available as much as physically possible. In terms of where we're going to come back for the next episode, I don't think we're actually going to come back for this Porto match, or this Rennes match. It's just a little bit too close to these two games. I think the better idea is to go to Benfica match. It obviously is going to be a little bit more important than Porto. They're currently 9th, so they've not gotten off to a very good start. Benfica are obviously going to be our biggest competition again this year. So this is a massive match. We have to come back for that. And we still get to see Rennes. I like to show at least every team once in the group stage, so we should be able to do that this year. And next episode will be Benfica away and Rennes away. 2 tough matches, but hopefully we can have some good form in these games in between and keep the form we've got these last 2 matches going. Because if we do, we'll be hard to beat. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.